My name is Devin Canup, and if you don't know who I am, you're going to know more about me here in a moment. But I used to waste so much time, and in this video, I'm going to tell you about how I stopped wasting time and now how I make over $300,000 a month. I was talking to one of you guys the other day on a call. I decided to get on a call with this guy, with this kid, and he's been following me for a while now. After following me for like a few months, he got to where he was making $14,000 a month, and then he made some money and then kind of just spent that money and then disappeared. And then now still lives with his parents, and he's trying to get out of moving out and back to where he was making some good money again. And he kind of got away from these basic principles that I'm going to talk about inside of here. And after talking with him for a good amount of time, I think I talked with him for like an hour and a half. I don't typically do that, but we were deriving down to like kind of the root cause of all of this. And there's a few things. First of all is he's growing and building his business out of like his childhood bedroom. And what I will say is anybody that is living with their parents, you need to get the fuck out. You need to go somewhere. You don't need that much money. You can literally have $400 a month and pay for rent for places. Just get a roommate, live with other people. You need to get out of your hometown, because what happens is you get this constant reminder of everywhere you go of a previous version of yourself. You are just driving and then you just look at the street light, and looking at that simple street light reminds you of this person who you are. And so for me, I've moved a lot of times in my life. I've moved over to like, I don't know, 24, 25 times now at this point in my life, and I'm only 25. And so I've moved a lot. And so with moving so much and traveling to so many places and going so many places, I've started to figure out when's a good time for me to go to a different place and when's a good time for me to stay in a place and maintain like what's that mindset that's derived from there. Because if you're struggling with being productive, like the real tactic is, what's your environment? You're probably not very inspired, you're not very motivated, or you sit too long and you stay too long in a place that doesn't inspire you or doesn't motivate you. For me, I am constantly setting myself up to have inspiration. Like just yesterday I went to Beverly Hills and I was hanging out there, and I don't know how many Ferraris I saw, probably like 20 Ferraris. I saw like 20 Lamborghinis, Lamborghini Uruses, Rolls Royces, probably saw like 100 of those. I even saw a literal Bugatti just driving down the street on Melrose, wherever all the shops are at. I don't know Beverly Hills that well. And just seeing this Bugatti driving down the street. And I went and hung out at this hotel for a little bit before driving back home, waiting for traffic to die down, so I didn't have to sit in traffic and just waste a bunch of times, and instead I can be productive. And I went to this hotel, and it was like, I think $2,000 a night. I was at the Beverly Hills Hotel, just grabbing a coffee and grabbing a smoothie and hanging out there. And they literally have a Christian Dior like handbag store in there, and just girls everywhere have like Christian Dior handbags. And it's just like, being at this place, it makes me realize like, yeah, I can afford all this stuff, but I need to do more. Like there's so much more out there. There's so much more capability. There's so much more potential. Now, I'm not saying like material things are like the key to happiness or the key to success or anything like that, but it's just inspiring to be in this like congested area of all these people that are doing things with their lives. And then I've also had the experiences of going to places of poverty. Like I grew up in, not necessarily poverty, but I grew up in a trailer on a farm, and I saw people who would work their asses off for like $8 an hour, minimum wage or whatever, to just be able to provide for their family. And so that contrast, that difference that I've seen of traveling to like 10 or 11 countries now, and driving supercars, and also having no money to my name at one certain point in my life, and working a job making $10 an hour in a warehouse, having all these distinct differences and all these perspectives, has really inspired me to gravitate more towards the things that I love. And so I have come to the understanding now that I can be in any situation, any circumstance, any time that I want, if I so choose. And so that ability of understanding that it is ultimately a choice of like how my lifestyle and how my circumstances are, I've come to the realization, the understanding that there should be no reason why you should stay in a single place. And so if you're unproductive, if you're somebody that struggles, not necessarily productivity, maybe, yeah, you are unproductive, but you're scrolling on social media all day, and you go onto places like TikTok, and just you being on TikTok is seeing people just make money after money after money, of people like living this different lifestyle, talking about how they're making millions of dollars. Listen up. What you are looking for is a different environment. It's very simple. Go to a different place, change up your scene, work there, find productivity there. And if you can't be productive, if you can't make progress towards your goals, or if you don't have goals, then just sit there, do nothing, be bored, or journal. Something that doesn't involve scrolling on TikTok, comparing yourself to others, wasting your time. People these days are really good at wasting their time. And they are disheartened by the fact that they have bills that pile up. They're disheartened by the fact that they can't grow from where they are now. They're disheartened by the fact that they see other people that are dumber than them, that are making significantly more money, that are way less capable than themselves, doing more, doing better. And if that's you, if you're one of those people, get the fuck out of your place. Leave. As soon as I start to feel unproductive, or as soon as I notice that my thoughts are controlling me and I just feel comfortable and I don't want to do anything, I need to go. I need to go somewhere. Not the gym all the time. Yeah, sometimes it's the gym. But I need to go somewhere. I'll go hang out at a resort or something. I will go to a different coffee shop. I will go to a different city. I will leave my city and I will go travel somewhere else. Flights are fucking $100. Excuse my French there. They're not that expensive. A car rental is cheap. There are so many options to get out of where you are now and to go somewhere else and go stay in a hostel or something if you really can't afford it. Do something to get out of your environment, and do that frequently. At least do that once a month to get out of your environment, to get a new, refreshed perspective. The most amount of growth that I've had is when I go somewhere new. I remember going to Barcelona in Spain, and I'm just driving around and I see this $50 million yacht there. This insane mega yacht that's insanely large, as big as a football stadium. Just on the water, knowing that somebody was able to afford something like that inspired me, and it got me, and it motivates me. Like I said, I'm not saying material things are what you're looking for, but it's the understanding of how much infinite potential is out there. And another video that my last video I just posted, I was driving on the highway in California, and out the window you see car after car after car, and we did the math. If your average car is worth $20,000, then every 50 cars that you see, that's $1 million. I even did the math even deeper. If you look at a semi-truck, a single semi-truck is worth $150,000 to $250,000. After that thing being around for 5 years and being driven for 5 years, maintenance, paying for the salary of the employee driving that thing, every semi-truck that you see is just $500,000-$600,000 just driving on the freeway. So every 4 of those that you see, that's $2 million that you just saw. Every building that you see, especially if you're in a place that, it has a little bit of a wealthier status, like this neighborhood that I live in, every house is $2 million. I think the cheapest one, with no view or anything like that, is $1.5 million. Every single house here, and there's hundreds of them. And this is just a little subdivision in a not so rich area of California, when there's tons and tons of other places that have $10 million houses, $20 million houses, $30 million houses. And then you just drive around Beverly Hills and you'll see all of these people with these insane amounts of money. And so what you don't lack is productivity. What you don't lack is willpower. What you don't lack is motivation or any of those things. What you lack is experience. What you lack is environment. What you lack is clarity on your goals. Because what I will say is, when you meet people that have clarity on their goals and they are chasing after the things that they desire and they're doing whatever it takes to make those things happen, and they are decisive people, that are decisive action takers, that chase after everything that is in their way and tearing down every wall that's in their way to them achieving their goals, you start to gain a new perspective. And then through that new perspective, subconsciously, you're going to start being more productive. Just the other day, I was hanging out with one of my friends, and I was like, I want to get going on Instagram Reels and posting on TikTok. And they were wanting to get going on YouTube. So what did we decide? We decided to do a bet. The bet was, if one of us doesn't post a certain amount of content that we decided, we have to pay the other person $500. That's just because of my environment. I'm surrounded by people that are just as driven and hungry as I am, and have their own fallacies and their own thought processes and the things that get in their own way. But they are inspired and constantly finding inspiration and doing their own things. And that just naturally makes it easier for you to grow as a person when you're in these environments. When you go to a place where Rolexes are like water and everyone has a Richard Mille and everybody owns a Range Rover, a Rolls Royce, or a Ferrari or a Bugatti, and lives in a $5 million plus house, you can't help yourself but feel like you need to do more in your life. You have so much more in the tank. And especially when you're around these people that are killers, that are people that are doing incredible things with their lives, you start to realize that you have way more potential that you have remotely barely even tapped into. You need to quit being lazy. You need to You need to stop smoking weed. You need to quit drinking. You need to get the hell out of your hometown or wherever you've been living for a long time. You need to get out of there and you need to go somewhere else at least once a month, if not at least once a week. Like for me, I go every week. I go somewhere. I go somewhere. Luckily, I live in California, so I don't have to go that far to go somewhere new. That gives me inspiration and hope and direction and guidance and allows me to see the potential. And like I said, it's not about the material things. It's about realizing the potential that is out there and just realizing just how much availability there is for things. And I'm just trying to give it to you in a language that maybe is understanding for you watching this video. And so you need to stop wasting your time. As soon as I stopped wasting my time, my businesses grew. Like if I reflect on when I was stuck at like $5,000 a month, $2,000 a month with my YouTube channels or any of the businesses I ran in the past, it's because I wasn't working. I wasn't doing anything. I was wasting my time. And it was all these excuses and all these limiting beliefs that were like clouding my head and twisting my mindset to believe, oh no, I don't really want to be that rich. I don't want to be that successful. I don't want to do these things. It's okay that I'm where I am now. Like it's okay being here. But deep down inside, I would tell everybody how I wanted to be successful. I was going to do these incredible things and I was going to be more. But my mindset was just like I had the opportunities in front of me to do more and I didn't allow myself to do more, and I cut myself off from that entirely, and I was stuck for months, for years. And it wasn't until I started to realize that I'm just pushing these things away. I didn't really want to be rich. I said I did, but I wasn't acting like it. You see these people all the time. Like they say, I want to make $30,000 a month. I want to make $100,000 a month. But they don't act like it. They don't move like it. They have a decision to make and they don't make the decision. They take too long to make the decision, and when they make the decision, they don't go all in on the decision and trying to make it right. They're so focused on making the right decision. They're focused on making sure they have all the information and all the resources to make the right decision, which is making it so they're not making the decision, and they put it off for days, for weeks, for months, for years before they make a decision. And this inability to make decisions and sitting so long around making decisions is what's holding you back. You'll probably make the wrong decisions. You probably won't do the things the right way that you're supposed to. But you'll learn. You'll gain a new insight. You'll gain a new perspective on life through this. You'll learn what not to do. Sometimes in life, it's about learning what not to do so you know what to do. When you do enough things that are wrong, you start to understand, okay, don't do any of these things. If I just avoid all these things that I've done in the past that were wrong, you're probably found the thing that is the right thing to do. And that thing that you found that is the right thing to do is the thing that takes you from your current life of mediocrity or of averageness, that you know that there's more in this untapped potential and just like this lack of potential and this lack of giving to the world and providing value and becoming this greater version of yourself. You're going to go from that to becoming the destined person that you are supposed to be. Without getting too woo-woo here, but you're going to unlock these things that are in your way that are normally these constraints. I know now, like, for me to make a video just like this one as an example, like for me to make a video like this, it would take me months before I ever got around to recording a video. It took me so much time and energy and just this weight that I was carrying from this lack of decision, like a backpack that was like 100 pounds on me, of inability of making a thing, that I'm carrying this weight with me unnecessarily for months. So now, as soon as I recognize, oh, there's this weight I gotta do, there's this thing I have to do, I do it then and there. I realized I needed to make a video today. I gave the last video a few days to kind of run. I got like a ton of views. And I'm like, okay, I need to get a video out. Did I really have the clear-minded thing, exactly what to do to make the video? No. I just knew that if I picked a subject and I hit record, I would get myself through that process because I built that trust with myself, because I've built that certainty with myself, knowing that I am capable of navigating a conversation like this and providing the most amount of value by just simply hitting that record button and going. And if it sucks, it's okay. I can do it again. I can start over. I can do another one, or I can upload it, just go focus on getting 10 videos out. And then I can just take down the ones that are just, they kind of just suck. Sometimes I record stuff that just sucks. That happens. But I'd rather record 10 videos that sucks, one of them's great, than never upload anything and just carry this weight of like, oh, I need to record this thing, I need to do this thing. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing to yourself. And I'll leave you with this, is you're robbing not only yourself and your potential and your future that you have, but you're robbing everyone else around you. You're robbing your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your sisters, your brother, your mom, your dad, your grandparents' legacy, your cousin, the random dude on the street that wants to do something with their life and being able to inspire them. You're robbing all of these people from an experience of you becoming a greater version of yourself. And if that doesn't motivate you to find some change and figure out a way to get the things done that need to get done, would you rather sit on the deathbed full of regrets, knowing all of the what ifs or the could have beens or the things that you could have done and these experiences that you could have had, but you rob yourself from those things because you were too comfortable, because it was too risky, because you're afraid of losing money? If you have less than $10,000 to your name, that's basically no money. You need to invest that. You need to put that into something that is going to acquire you more knowledge. It's going to help you grow yourself. It's going to grow your mindset and get you to where you have cash flow. If you have less than $10,000 a month or less than $10,000 in your bank, you need to invest it into getting more money. It's okay. Like, the difference of having $5,000 in your bank versus having $50 in your bank is the same thing. There's no difference in that. There is no difference between $5,000 and $50. You need to find things to invest into acquiring the knowledge. I'm not saying put it in the S&P 500 and wait freaking 40 years. I'm not saying to put it into real estate and wait 20 years. I'm saying invest it into knowledge and skill sets to become a more capable, a more powerful person, and somebody that is able to make money significantly easier. That's what I did. I've invested over $300,000, probably $400,000 now at this point. I haven't added it up recently. Into knowledge, into growing myself, into going to masterminds, into hiring people to teach me their processes or their systems, into having people coach me through how to become a more capable person. And through that, I have become somebody who is able to make $300,000 a month. And if I lost everything today, I don't care. People always ask me, Devin, what happens if your YouTube channel that's making $40,000 a month gets demonetized or something, or it gets deleted? I'd be like, cool. I would just set up another one. I don't care. Because I know that the person I had to become to be able to make something that is able to generate income on a recurring basis, I am able to do it again and again, and if not better and bigger the next time. And that's the freedom that you unlock by taking action, making decisions, seeing the thing that is in front of you and the goals and clarity on my goals, and becoming a more capable and a more skilled person, and being in these environments of other people that are more insanely like intelligent, or not intelligent, but far more ahead than I am, and just are people that are action takers more aggressively than I am, to allow me to realize that I can make money whenever I want if I just have the skill sets and I can just become the person that is worthy of making more money. This is a Charlie Munger quote. The world is not a crazy enough place to reward a bunch of undeserving people. And so the results that you have right now, you deserve those results. If you're only making $5,000 a month, $3,000 a month, you deserve those results. If you're making only $10,000 a month and you're stuck in a job working in a cubicle, and you've done that for the last 10 years, the last 20 years, you deserve those results. You deserve that life because you deserve, you're the person that has deserved those. And the reason why I make $300,000 a month is because I deserve that, because I've become the person that deserves those results. And so once I realized that, I quit wasting time. I stopped sitting at a blank screen just thinking of all this untapped potential and not doing the work. I stopped doing that, and I started taking action on everything that's needed and necessary to get me to where I am going, and unlocked all of these things because it was a necessary step, and it was just a thing that needed to get done. It wasn't something that I needed to think all day about. It wasn't something I needed to worry all day about. It was the thing that just needed to get done right then and there. Stop wasting your time and finally tap into that greater version of yourself.